Why was it so important to risk that reputation, all of that trust, all of that capital for this moment?
Because I really care about this country. And there couldn't have been a life like mine, a career like mine, a success like mine without a country like America. Only in America could there be a me.
Wrangler, yeah. Well, this is we're revealing it to Jenny right now.
Still on it. I'm counting the points every day, and slowly it's happening. I love it.
Hollywood, a place where dreams are born and secrets are buried. But what happens when those secrets begin to surface? When the glitz and glamour fade and the truth starts to unravel?
At the end of the day today, I'm gonna be broke as shit.
Fans are expressing concerns for Colleen Hoover after the It Ends With Us author posted a distressed video on Instagram. Sipping on a Diet Pepsi, Colleen reveals her merchandise is being marked down.
My boss, Stephanie, put all of my merch on sale for $10 an item. That's like 5 times cheaper than what I paid for each item.
Today, we're diving deep into a shocking revelation that has the entire entertainment industry buzzing. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most powerful voices in media, has made some bold claims about none other than Blake Lively.
Jenny Slate has not officially confirmed that she is one of the co-stars that Blake Lively is alleging also felt uncomfortable by Justin. A Hollywood Reporter alleges that one of those women is Jenny Slate. The internet assumes the other is young Lily Isabel Freire. There's also Blake Lively's sister, who she may try to pull in if she needs someone to have her back, which would be very embarrassing.
Yes, you heard that right. The same Blake Lively, beloved for her iconic role as Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl, is now being accused of something far more sinister than anyone ever imagined.
Every morning, I prepare myself for the day. God only knows what you could sell that for.
According to Oprah, Blake isn't just another Hollywood A-lister. She's allegedly been pulling strings behind the scenes, manipulating the industry, influencing careers, and making decisions that could be shaping and even harming the future of Hollywood. But why would Oprah, who has largely remained neutral when it comes to Hollywood politics, choose to speak out now? And more importantly, what are other celebrities saying about these explosive allegations?
To surround yourself with people who are going to stimulate, inspire, and lift you up, who are going to give you energy and not take energy away from you. And if you're around people who are taking energy away from you, that's an energy drain. And that is the sign from your instinct, your inner voice, your intuition to say, let them go.
You've been hitting Fashion Week. I know you were at Ralph Lauren's on Friday night. It was so gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, it was so I mean, Oprah was there next to Robert De Niro. And
Wasn't it crazy?
Spielberg, and like, I mean, it was so surreal. I just was like pinching myself the whole time.
Me too. I kept pinching myself because I walk home from work. That whole runway is my walking home from work route. I was like, it's amazing what they've done to the place.
It was like couches in the middle of like Central Park.
Gorgeous.
I mean, it was so magical. And I introduced myself to Oprah. I was so nervous.
Wait, you've never met Oprah?
Well, I sort of met her once, but she would never remember. And so I went up to her and I introduced myself, and I was just so terrified. But it was the best. She like looks at you in your eye. She says your name about 3 times, so you feel like you're the only person in her world.
She shines Oprah. I said that it's like staring into the sun. She radiates you from her Oprah-ness from within.
Her openness.
But like if you could stare into the sun.
Yes.
Because apparently you can't.
Let's rewind for a moment. Blake Lively, a name synonymous with elegance, charm, and effortless style, rose to fame as the breakout star Gossip Girl, a show that not only defined an era, but also turned her into a household name. But Blake wasn't just a teen drama sensation. She successfully transitioned to the big screen, starring in films like The Age of Adeline, A Simple Favor, and The Shallows, proving she had both the range and the talent to carve out a lasting place for herself in Hollywood.
And I promise this is not some sort of Blake Lively update, what she's up to this week, what Justin's up to. This goes actually beyond that.
But Blake's appeal went far beyond her acting chops. Her high-profile marriage to Ryan Reynolds, her impeccable fashion sense, and her seemingly perfect public persona all helped cement her status as one of Hollywood's most adored figures.
Hey, how can they be perfect on you too?
Wow, that is
I don't know,
a little
but,
weird.
it's really starting to freak me out.
Blake Lively first stole our hearts in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, a role that she truly fought to get.
They thought it was a joke when I came in because they looked over to see what my resume was. My resume was completely blank. But then I read and, hopefully I did something right because here I am today. We meshed really well together. The chemistry was so great and it just felt so real. I felt like they had been my friends my whole life.
And it wasn't long before Blake's career really took off when she took on the role of Serena in Gossip Girl.
Well, I wish I could have been there. You are now. It's been a whirlwind, I'm working every hour of the day, and on weekends we're doing press, but it's opened up so many wonderful opportunities.
So how did she go from being America's sweetheart to facing accusations of destroying Hollywood? Enter Oprah Winfrey.
When you have someone to share it with. Blake met her hubby Ryan Reynolds on the set of Green Lantern 14 years ago.
She bakes for everybody on the set. She's coming to set like Mrs. Fields every day with platter, everything, sprinkles everywhere and sugar everywhere, and oh my God.
Of me.
Leading to years of jokes and laughter.
I want to thank my wife, Blake, the best thing that has ever happened to me. Second only to this star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
During a recent podcast appearance, Oprah Winfrey made a statement that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. She said, "There are forces in this industry that appear golden on the surface, but are corroding it from within." When pressed to elaborate, Oprah initially hesitated. Then, she did something no one expected. She dropped a name, Blake Lively. Now, let's be clear. Oprah is not someone who speaks recklessly. She has been one of the most trusted and influential voices in media for decades. And when Oprah calls someone out, people don't just listen. They pay very close attention.
We don't have any control over that. So focusing on what you do have control over instead of what you don't have control over and releasing.
According to Oprah, Blake Lively has allegedly been using her influence in ways that may be more harmful than helpful, quietly steering projects, shaping Hollywood's narrative, and even influencing which actors or directors get opportunities. Oprah stopped short of presenting concrete evidence, but that didn't stop the internet from erupting with speculation, debate, and intense scrutiny.
Get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't know where they want to go. A lot of people are going and being driven by what they think they should do,
right,
what other people say they should do, what they have carried in their mind for a long time they should do. But the most important question you can ever ask yourself is, what do I really want?
Wow.
And the answer to that, once you can establish for yourself what the answer to that is, and have everything you do, every choice you make, move you in the direction of what you say your vision is.
Right.
Yeah. And when you do that, the forces of life rise up to meet you. The reason why most people have such chaotic lives is because they're living in chaos in their.
Is Blake Lively really as powerful as Oprah is suggesting? And if so, why are these claims surfacing now, after years of her being celebrated as one of Hollywood's brightest stars?
Focusing on what you can control and what you can't, because worry, as you know, doesn't change anything.
Ever since Oprah's comments went viral, anonymous industry insiders have begun coming forward with their own shocking accounts. One story, in particular, involved a rising starlet who was allegedly cut from a major film after a disagreement with Blake Lively. According to sources, the young actress was on the verge of breaking out in Hollywood when she clashed with Blake over creative differences. Within weeks, she was replaced by another actress, and her career reportedly stalled indefinitely. The actress, who remains unnamed, even liked and later unliked several tweets referencing the incident, adding fuel to the speculation.
A lot of things are on the line, a lot of things are at stake. And if ever you're going to stand up and fight for your country and fight for freedoms that, I don't need the right to abortion, but I believe that the right to control your body and be able to control what happens to you, particularly as a woman person in this country, is essential. It's fundamental. And all of the freedoms that I have enjoyed, the successes that I have enjoyed, I feel that they're on the line and at stake in this moment. And I think there's the bottom line for me is that decency and respect are on the ballot.
Other reports suggest that Blake has been leveraging her friendships with powerful producers to secure roles for herself and her inner circle, often at the expense of emerging talent. One filmmaker, speaking anonymously, claimed that Blake personally intervened in casting decisions for a project she wasn't even involved in, allegedly persuading producers to drop an up-and-coming actress in favor of someone from her personal circle.
Kind of understood that things were not as they seemed, that there was trouble in paradise, is that Blake Lively and the cast of It Ends With Us all mass unfollowed Justin Baldoni as the film was about to premiere. And it was very suspect because Justin Baldoni was the one who first got the option for this book. He had been driving the production literally for years before they even started filming. He was very, very close to the project, and he was nowhere to be found on the press tour. He was the male lead, was the love interest of Blake Lively, and was in no interviews, was not walking the red carpet, and people got super confused. But they thought that maybe there was a reason for it because this film is about domestic violence, and so they thought, okay, well, maybe they're trying to separate these characters and they want us to already get into the mindset of this being an abusive relationship, of them being at odds. So people thought, okay, maybe that's the reason why. But then it just kept going. And nobody acknowledged it, and it got weirder because they noticed that she had unfollowed him. And then we started to see a stark contrast with how Justin was promoting the film independently, because he wasn't included in anything else, with how Blake Lively and the rest of the cast was promoting the movie. And Blake Lively was doing all of these big, colorful, floral events. She was also simultaneously promoting her new hair care line. She was making this like a chick flick, rom-com, cutesy movie. She was telling everybody like, wear your florals to go see the movie because her character owns a flower shop. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni took every single interview to talk about domestic violence and to talk about protecting women and the importance of telling these types of stories with, very, sincere.
Insiders also claim that Blake Lively is just one of several actresses vying for influence in Hollywood, and she may not be acting alone. Some suspect she's part of a larger network of elite actors and producers who maintain a tight grip on the industry, effectively controlling who gets through the gates of fame and who doesn't.
Stepping up and supporting their fellow actors. Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, George and Amal Clooney, Matt and Luciana Damon, Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, and many more have donated $1 million to the Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists Foundation, as they are currently providing emergency assistance to actors on strike. Foundation President Courtney B. Vance announced on Wednesday that the program has raised $15 million so far.
If this is true, it could explain why some incredibly talented actors struggle to break into the industry. Hollywood isn't just about talent anymore. It's about who controls the game, who holds the connections, and who decides which careers get a chance to flourish.
Blake is not a fan of the piece. In fact, the expert in taking zero accountability is attacking the respected Hollywood trade publication. Somebody is not a fan of the truth getting out there. I'm a fan of the truth, or at least hearing all sides. And the more you know, the more perspective, context, and full understanding you can hopefully achieve. A rep for the aspiring lawyer who has taken authorship of her court case has said, quote, "The Hollywood Reporter should be ashamed of itself." Not only do they take issue with the article itself, but also with the image used to promote the latest issue. They've got it on the cover and it looks like this. Bum bum bum! Blake versus Baldoni, an exclusive look behind the battle lines of Hollywood's uncivil war. What is problematic about this? Well, let me tell you what the former Keeper of Dragons thinks. The framing in this picture is outrageously insulting, as it plays into every sexist trope about women who dare file a workplace complaint, turning them into the aggressor and suggesting they deserve the retaliation that comes their way. Delulu Lively knows exactly what she's doing.
If this is true, it could explain why certain actors struggle to break into the industry despite immense talent. Because Hollywood isn't just about talent anymore, it's about who controls the game.
The story is extremely offensive, as it incredibly seems to explain away documented examples of harassment and retaliation by calling them cultural misunderstandings. And I don't believe in retaliation, but I do believe that everything coming Blake Lively's way now with regards to the public, she deserves.
After Oprah's bombshell, other celebrities began weighing in, some subtly, others more directly. Jennifer Lawrence, in a recent interview about Hollywood's gatekeeping, remarked, "There are definitely people who decide who's in and who's out, and sometimes it has nothing to do with talent." Fans immediately connected her words to the Blake Lively allegations, wondering if she was throwing subtle shade. And Hathaway took to Instagram to praise Oprah's fearless honesty, sparking speculation that she might agree with Oprah's claims. Meanwhile, Kerry Washington, known for her outspoken views on Hollywood politics, added her voice, stating, "The entertainment industry has always had its power players, but the difference now is people are speaking out." Many are left wondering, could this be a reference to Blake?
The principle that rules my life is intention. And I probably discovered that around 1989 after reading Gary Zukav's book and then bringing him on the show and talking about these multisensory ideas. Like, we are human beings who have a power beyond our five senses. So the principle of intention actually changed my life. It changed the way I operated my shows. I used to be a real big people pleaser and couldn't figure out what it was that caused people to always come back and were always using me and why I always felt like a doormat.
At its core, this isn't just about Blake Lively. It's about Hollywood's deep-seated power struggles. With the rise of streaming services, social media, and shifting audience preferences, the traditional Hollywood hierarchy is changing. For years, certain actors and producers have quietly controlled who succeeds and who doesn't. And if Oprah is right, Blake Lively could be one of the key players in this high-stakes power game.
People started seeing Blake Lively's attitude in interviews. And not only was she being flippant about the story, talking about florals and silly things and promoting her hair care and being like, "Oh my God, look at my hair, it's so amazing, whatever, look what I'm wearing." But they started just to see that she was not kind to interviewers. Like, she was very cold, she was very sarcastic. One of the interviewers asked her, if a audience member, if a viewer is very impacted by this story, has a personal experience, like, should they come up to you and talk to you? Like, how should they approach that? Because this is a very, personal story that's gonna impact a lot of people. And Blake Lively took that question, and we can roll the clip, but she basically was like, don't talk to me. Like, what do you want me to do? Give you my number? Like, whatever.
Asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could,
And just blew off this very serious and understandable question considering the subject matter of the film. And then it just kept going. People kept bringing up old interviews of her, like from Gossip Girl days when she would speak over Leighton Meester and make fun of her. They brought up another interview, which went mega viral, where a interviewer brought up that Blake Lively had recently announced that she was pregnant. And she was like, "Oh my goodness, your cute little bump." And Blake Lively immediately snapped and went, "Oh, look at your little."
So, where do we go from here? Blake Lively has remained silent on Oprah's accusations, but Hollywood insiders say the pressure is mounting. Will she step forward to clear her name, or will more voices emerge, escalating this controversy even further? One thing is certain, this story is far from over.
To see how this starts out here, and this is the introduction to the argument. I think it's put together quite nicely, and it says the Wayfair Party's vengeful and rambling lawsuit against Blake Lively is a profound abuse of the legal process and has no place in federal court. So whenever you're putting a first sentence together like this in a brief, it's an important place to put it. And here, they don't miss a beat, and they just simply say, this is not a good lawsuit, shouldn't be here in federal court. And then they're going to tell you why. The law prohibits weaponizing defamation lawsuits. And that's important. What law is she referring to there? We're going to get into that. Is there a law that prohibits the weaponizing of defamation lawsuits, and does it apply to this case? She says, like this one, so she thinks it does apply to this case. To retaliate against individuals who have filed legal claims or have publicly spoken out about sexual harassment and retaliation. The right to seek legal redress and the right of the press to report on it are sacred principles that are protected by multiple privileges. And so we're going to get into some privileges today. Keith, I know you're ready to break those down for us, but the three privileges we're talking about are the litigation privilege, the fair reporting privilege, and she's saying that those are absolute. There's also the sexual harassment privilege, which is an enhanced litigation privilege under California law, and we'll get into that in just a few minutes.
What do you think? Is Blake Lively really destroying Hollywood? Or is she just the latest target of the rumor mill? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Until next time, stay curious and stay tuned.